ST has always stood for performance. It brings together a significant number of criteria that we look for when we engineer an ST. Those criteria include things much more than just power and speed. It includes driving dynamics, braking capability, cooling, the seats, the transmission and the shift quality. Exhaust sound quality is another thing. It's everything that you experience in the vehicle. It touches everything from what you see, what you hear. We call it our DNA.
Offers a perfect blend of luxury and utility. So you can make a bold statement everywhere you go.
How do you charge through your day? Like you own it. Power ahead with great efficiency. Thanks to your choice of turbocharged engine paired with an available 9-speed transmission. With a traction select system that helps you endure the challenges and adapt to what the road may bring. Because even when life throws you twists and turns, this SUV helps you charge onward.
Hello and welcome to Cadillac Live. My name is Zane. I'm going to be your live agent today, and we're going to spend the next couple of minutes looking at the 2020 Cadillac XT5. The version of the vehicle we're looking at right now is the premium luxury trim with the available crystal white exterior paint. There are two different engine options in this XT5. The standard engine is a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, which produces 237 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. There's also an available 3.6-liter V6 engine, which produces 310 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. You'll notice here the available 20-inch wheels, and this particular version of the XT5 also has the available front pedestrian braking. Let's get into the cargo area so we can see how much space is back there. We can use the button, or we can just use the hands-free power liftgate. The 60/40 folding rear seats can be folded flat to reveal a maximum of 63 cubic feet of space. And with split fold functionality, no cargo gets left behind. The XT5 has over 20 available safety and driver assistance technologies, like the safety alert seat, forward collision alert, front pedestrian braking, and the rear camera mirror. The rear camera mirror streams rear-facing HD video that expands to provide a wider, less obstructed rear field of view than a traditional rear-view mirror. This vehicle also features lane keep assist with lane departure warning, which can provide gentle steering wheel nudges when it detects you are drifting out of your lane with no turn signal or steering activity. The vehicle also features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. The available night vision can provide the driver an infrared night vision image of the area lit beyond the headlamps that highlights and provides alerts to detected pedestrians or large animals. The vehicle also features available Wi-Fi, and this particular version has the available Bose Performance Series 14 speaker system. You'll notice the available UltraView sunroof, which serves you and your passengers stunning views from both the front and rear seats. And that's just a small overview of the 2020 XT5. If you'd like to learn more, I'm going to encourage you to call Cadillac Live, and you can have your own personalized experience.
Tell me, how does it feel?
Is that a Buick? Sure is. It's the new 2020 Buick Encore GX. Turns out, there's a lot of tech in this car that people sort of just take for granted as things that new cars have in 2020. But this is a tech channel, and we're looking at it from a tech perspective. And a lot of these things are tech, whether you realize it or not. So let me show you. Okay, so sitting in the driver's seat, interior of the car, there's a couple screens around me. You've probably seen an interior like this before, but one of the new ones, one of the interesting ones, is up above the steering wheel. It's an HUD, a heads-up display. So heads-up displays. So they were first used in high-end systems like jets over the years, and then like a lot of other high-end tech, we've seen it slowly trickle down to the point where it's miniaturized so much that we have functional heads-up displays in cars. It's available in this car, and it's quite literally a projector inside the dashboard beaming information onto a little clear surface that pops up where it's viewable by just the driver. It's invisible to everyone else because of the angle of the projection, and it's just generally useful for not taking your eyes too far off the road when driving, so you can see information at a glance like your speed and toggle through them to some other information with a couple buttons next to the steering wheel where you can also change the brightness of it or shift the whole projection up or down, since people of different heights will require different HUD positions. Overall, really cool though. Alright, so next up is a rear view camera. So this is smart. So we've all seen the rear view mirror before, and typically this is pretty useful, and this looks like a regular rear view mirror at first glance. However, available in this car, there is a dedicated separate camera for this mirror, and when you flip this middle switch here, the rear view mirror becomes a screen with a live feed from that camera. And this I wish more cars had for sure. It's useful if you have stuff in the back seat behind you or blocking the rear windshield for a traditional mirror. And the advantage is you can even tilt and zoom and adjust brightness, and it's surprisingly good quality. I mean, I think it may actually be 30 FPS, but maybe I can make an entire video with a camera like this. Forget 2:1, let's get that 5:1 trapezoidal video with rounded corners. Okay, just kidding. Speaking of cameras, HD surround vision is essentially what you've seen where the top-down view of the car appears when you shift into reverse. And what it's doing there is it's stitching together a view from all of the different cameras around the car, putting them together and giving you a 360 view of what you couldn't see by just checking over your shoulder. You're seeing every angle at once from that 360 view. It's better for safety. It's available in this car, and just for the peace of mind of being able to see more on the screen at once than you can in real life, it's very useful. Then on top of that, we also got a bunch of sensors for automatic parking assist. So, if you want to enable it and you're about to park, you just hit this button down here, then the screen lights up and says, okay, we're looking for a parking space now. And then if you drive by one that it thinks it can park in, it'll beep at you and let you know. So you're driving, once you find a space, it beeps at you. All you have to do is pull up next to the car it tells you to, and just control the gear selector. And then the car does everything. It does the turning of the steering wheel for you. You don't have to touch the pedals or any of that, and it's measured out how to pull into either a parallel or perpendicular parking spot. I suspect most people will use it for parallel parking because they're not good at it, but it'll do everything, and then shift it into park, and you're done. This car also has Alexa built in to the actual car itself, so it doesn't have to be attached to your phone. And so with that, it's a voice assistant, so you can ask it things like to call a contact or a business that you're on your way to, or even, if you're smart, you can have it talk to stuff in your house, like to turn on your Alexa-enabled lights, and thermostat as you're on your way home. And then, of course, there's just the old-fashioned voice assistant questions like, Alexa, what's the population of New York City?
The population of New York. New York is 8.62 million people.
Definitely a classic. Then there's a couple other little things. Most cars have at least some ports. This one has both full-size USB and USB Type-C ports. Thank you. And either one can be used to plug in Android Auto. And in the back next to those ports, there's even a full-on outlet, which is definitely not very common, but cool to see. And then the car just has its own 4G connection available, which you can use to turn around and make a Wi-Fi hotspot inside the car. So if you have like a Wi-Fi only tablet or something, you can get on the internet using the hotspot the car makes. Works for up to 6 devices, even though there's only 5 seats in the car. And there's even, right in the middle, a wireless charger for your compatible devices. Definitely nice to be able to just sit down and drop your phone in there and not have any worries. So yeah, there you have it. You know, from the screens on the inside with Android Auto and CarPlay, to the mirror that turns into a camera, to the 360 stitching and the hotspot and wireless charging, all this stuff, the car can seem very unassuming, of course, on the outside. But clearly there is quite a bit of tech involved in the daily drive in 2020. Something to think about. Either way, thanks for watching. Thanks again to Buick for sponsoring this video and giving us the first look. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.